Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. The first rule of any technology used in a business is that automation applied to an efficient operation will magnify the efficiency. The second is that automation applied to an inefficient operation will magnify the inefficiency. We always overestimate the change that will occur in the next 2 years and underestimate the change that will occur in the next 10. Don't let yourself be lulled into inaction. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. If you go back to 1800, everybody was poor. I mean everybody. The Industrial Revolution kicked in, and a lot of countries benefited, but by no means everyone. When I was growing up, my parents were almost involved in various volunteer things. My dad was head of Planned Parenthood. And it was very controversial to be involved with that. I like the idea of putting your Christmas wish list up and letting people share it. I think it's fair to say that personal computers have become the most empowering tool we've ever created. They're tools of communication, they're tools of creativity, and they can be shaped by their user. Technology is just a tool. In terms of getting the kids working together and motivating them, the teacher is the most important. Security is, I would say, our top priority because for all the exciting things you will be able to do with computers, organizing your lives, staying in touch with people, being creative, if we don't solve these security problems, then people will hold back. In the long run, your human capital is your main base of competition. Your leading indicator of where you're going to be 20 years from now is how well you're doing in your education system. Windows is probably the most important product in the entire PC industry. Everything we do in terms of supporting touch, new hardware, accessibility has incredible impact. I really had a lot of dreams when I was a kid, and I think a great deal of that grew out of the fact that I had a chance to read a lot. I believe in innovation and that the way you get innovation is you fund research and you learn the basic facts. Research shows that there is only half as much variation in student achievement between schools as there is among classrooms in the same school. If you want your child to get the best education possible, it is actually more important to get him assigned to a great teacher than to a great school. Money has no utility to me beyond a certain point. I don't think there's anything unique about human intelligence. People always fear change. People feared electricity when it was invented, didn't they? People feared coal, they feared gas-powered engines. There will always be ignorance, and ignorance leads to fear. But with time, people will come to accept their silicon masters. The PC has improved the world in just about every area you can think of. Amazing developments in communications, collaboration and efficiencies. New kinds of entertainment and social media. Access to information and the ability to give a voice to people who would never have been heard. I never took a day off in my 20s. Not one. And I'm still fanatical, but now I'm a little less fanatical. I have been struck again and again by how important measurement is to improving the human condition. It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. The advance of technology is based on making it fit in so that you don't really even notice it, so it's part of everyday life. As we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. Information technology and business are becoming inextricably interwoven. I don't think anybody can talk meaningfully about one without talking about the other. Climate change is a terrible problem, and it absolutely needs to be solved. It deserves to be a huge priority. Drones overall will be more impactful than I think people recognize, in positive ways to help society. You may have heard of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. There's another day you might want to know about, Giving Tuesday. The idea is pretty straightforward. On the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, shoppers take a break from their gift buying and donate what they can to charity. Everyone needs a coach. It doesn't matter whether you're a basketball player, a tennis player, a gymnast, or a bridge player. Headlines, in a way, are what mislead you because bad news is a headline, and gradual improvement is not. I'm a great believer that any tool that enhances communication has profound effects in terms of how people can learn from each other, and how they can achieve the kind of freedoms that they're interested in. Globalization has made copper and other minerals more valuable, and Ghana and Kenya have recently discovered mineral resources. To create a new standard, it takes something that's not just a little bit different, it takes something that's really new and really captures people's imagination, and the Macintosh, of all the machines I've ever seen, is the only one that meets that standard. Innovations that are guided by smallholder farmers, adapted to local circumstances, and sustainable for the economy and environment will be necessary to ensure food security in the future. Historically, privacy was almost implicit, because it was hard to find and gather information. But in the digital world, whether it's digital cameras or satellites or just what you click on, we need to have more explicit rules, not just for governments but for private companies. Governments will always play a huge part in solving big problems. They set public policy and are uniquely able to provide the resources to make sure solutions reach everyone who needs them. They also fund basic research, which is a crucial component of the innovation that improves life for everyone. Whether it's Google or Apple or free software, we've got some fantastic competitors and it keeps us on our toes. In business, the idea of measuring what you are doing, picking the measurements that count like customer satisfaction and performance, you thrive on that. Eradications are special. 0 is a magic number. You either do what it takes to get to 0 and you're glad you did it, or you get close, give up and it goes back to where it was before, in which case you wasted all that credibility, activity, money that could have been applied to other things.